Hey guys. Ooh, what's this? Oh, you like this? You do? You do? Stop it. I mean, look at it. No, I'll make you stop. Skip now. Ugh.
You can be addicted to a lot of things. And in today's day and age, it is so fucking easy to satisfy your addiction. You are quite literally one click away. It doesn't matter if you're addicted to crack. The internet is gonna
I
find
know,
you a
right?
crack dealer who lives in near proximity. It doesn't matter if you're addicted to sports betting. The whole entire internet.
Fuck is going? the fuck is going on? wait, wait.
It doesn't matter if you're addicted to crack.
Is
The
that
internet is
real?
gonna find you a crack dealer who
That's
lives in
that's
near
actually
proximity.
real.
It doesn't matter if you're addicted to crack. The
So
internet is gonna find you a crack dealer who lives in near proximity. It doesn't matter if you're addicted to sports.
really, really, nigga. Oop. Nigga, I said nigga. Really, nigga. What? These are my parents' generation. Bro, we might actually need a global rehabilitation center soon.
Betting, the whole entire internet and every single social media
Okay, I really hope this is just scripted. I hope so. I hope so.
platform is flooded with sports betting. We definitely have reached the end times. You can place a bet on anything and everything. You can place a bet on whether Kanye West is gonna say some insane shit in the next 4 hours on
Now, have I done that? No, idiot.
Twitter. You can basically bet your mom away if you want to. You can be addicted to
Nah, I still wouldn't do that.
fast food. You know, you can order some McDonald's just one click away. You can order some McDonald's that is gonna rot your body from the inside, some McDonald's that is gonna give you fresh gyno, you know, those juicy, tender male milkers. And speaking of
Damn. We all need that in our lives, but we do it with the wrong methods. And I'll get to that. I'll get to it. I will get to it. Don't you worry. Don't worry, cuz. Don't worry, cuz.
juicy milkers, you can also be addicted to pornography. And if you ask me, and I'm not an expert on that,
I am. Ew, I am? I mean, what makes you think that I am? Well, I have a blog post on reddit.com, CEO of the Big Gay. I posted on reddit.com. It's extremely provocatively informative and it's revolutionary. It's innovation. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I poured my heart, soul, estrogen for my tits that I no longer have, pee pee, poo poo. I put all of my liquids, poured all of my liquids, all of my essence, all of my, even my semen, perhaps. Semen retention, right? Like I put all of that inside of those three posts. What are they called? You'll have to go and find it. The One Piece. The One Piece is real. I'm not gonna do this. I'm sorry. I'm kind of tweaking out now. Let's continue. uh,
matter whatsoever, so take it with a grain of salt. I personally believe that pornography is the single worst addiction of today's day and age. I mean, don't get me wrong, being addicted to fucking crystal meth or cocaine is worse, but considering how common pornography addiction is, bro, it is fucking worrying. And you can say you're not addicted and you're clean and you do it whenever you feel like doing it, bro, you're addicted. I'm telling you right now, you don't need an expertise, you're addicted. Whenever you enter a full-blown Mortal Kombat fight against your meat,
I mean, for some reason, yeah, that's true. Like you have a full blown ass Mortal Kombat fight against your meat. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You have to gauge yourself. Now, I do believe in moderation, but I also believe in people who can't do moderation. You can't do moderation. Okay, let's just get that real. I couldn't do it. Why is there so much breadcrumbs on the fucking tablecloth? Jeez Louise, I have to take this out again? Disregarding the tablecloth situation. It's just interesting because we have to like be careful about the way we actually go about consumption.
I say that contemplation is the overarching framework of consumption, of observing art. Contemplation is the overarching framework. If it goes from contemplation to glizzy glizzy ya ya za za, you're not okay.
Just know that you will suffer after that. You will feel depressed, you will have no motivation whatsoever, you will feel disgusted. Quite honestly, there is a reason why corn addiction is at its peak right now. You know, a couple of days ago, me and my friends were having some dinner and we came to the conclusion that there is a real problem on social media. I don't know if you noticed this, but every time I open up Instagram,
Every time I open up Instagram,
I see several girls shaking ass on my Explorer page. And it's not like
really, I have Instagram, but I don't use Explore. I have a group chat where we just go and talk about meetings at my community college. I have a meeting tomorrow. I have a meeting tomorrow. I mean, it goes without saying, bro. You can use this stuff appropriately if you can change and reinforce the environment differently. And oftentimes that goes about either intention or changing the way you actually approach using the platform. It might even be you not using the platform the way it's conventionally supposed to be used to begin with. That's one method. Have you considered that?
Gooner.
Yeah, please don't goon. That was me a few months ago. Yeah, yeah, I was a gooner a few months ago, but I'm free. I'll tell you about it soon.
that's the content I consume. Quite the opposite. I don't want to see that shit. I'm not a homosexual by any means, but I just genuinely don't want to see that shit because I know what this leads me to. You see a fine girl, you see another fine girl, you see a third fine girl, and we know where that shit goes, bro. That's why.
Another one, another one, another one, another one. Yada 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 yada. Boom! You just fucking killed yourself in 4K. Don't lie to me. You know you were killing yourself like right then and there. Like
I do not want to see this shit on my timeline. And I know y'all gonna say, oh, just press not interested. That is the point, bro. The way
yeah, that's one thing about you trying to reinforce stuff. You can't trust the algorithms and the systems to reinforce for you what is best for you. That's rule number one of escaping addiction in the 21st century. You should not have to trust algorithms and multimedia models to actually have your best interest for you, you idiot. It's called self efficacy. First rule, I'll tell you the first rule: stop, pause, listen, drop everything. I will speak to you truth like a black woman speaking to you the truth of the motherland of the motherhood. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That sounded like inane shit. I'm sorry. I think the way we view compulsive viewership, no, the way I have discovered compulsive viewership is in reference to the abysmal red line theory. It goes like this. It states that every time you jerk off and seek the emotional high, the red line or standard is raised, where there is a tendency to seek more supernormal material after desensitization. This leads to the position that if the goal isn't a contemplation of the aesthetic or circumstance, the high, you're conditioning yourself to never be satisfied due to a seemingly infinite amount of the aesthetics and circumstances masquerading over the exact same high you'd get from your most earliest peaks, and if anything, your earliest sessions. If you seek its contemplation, but the goal is immediately to become but the goal immediately becomes to satisfy a high, or the goal is to satisfy a high regardless of circumstance or intention, then you might hold this position. So that's the first rule of PMO. Um, if you are a compulsive viewer, you know it. Like it comes from contemplation to just yeah, you're fucking screwed. Yeah, don't deny that. That was probably you, like a few minutes ago, and that's okay. I love you. How do I kiss the screen without being gay? It's fine. I like homosexuals. No homo. They're people. I think the word gay means stupid because we used to use that word as a means to say happy, but now it's you know. Look, I don't make the rules here. You guys do, okay? You're the one who's saying that you're not addicted. I'm not addicted. Yeah, you probably might be, and that's probably not okay. Like, please, we gotta stick with the program here. Like, what does not get you addicted? Like, what doesn't? That you do.
Way I be pressing not interested, my fingers should be falling off any minute. This whole problem has reached the point of me not being able to open up Instagram in public. I can't even open up Instagram at university, at public transport.
Oh shit, not that. Oh, that's important. You have to get your books on the internet. Serious stuff.
Around friends, around randoms. Just imagine opening up Instagram in public and there's some girl sitting next to you, a girl that you don't even know, and the first thing she sees on your screen is another girl shaking ass. Do you know how fucking down bad and horny and desperate you seem to other people? And it's not even your fault. Opening up Instagram should be classified as an extreme sport. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It is so absurd. Meta has a
I don't have Instagram, by the way, so I'm just agreeing at face value what this guy says, because he's like, it's like addiction, like it's definitely not a video for cloud. I hope it's not. Oh well, we'll see.
real problem, or maybe not even a problem. Maybe they're purposely doing this shit just to somehow farm engagement, because people
Perhaps.
engage a lot with this type of bullshit. And just to prove my point, I did a little experiment. I created a new account on Instagram, completely new account. It doesn't include my name, it doesn't include where I live, it doesn't include my age, it doesn't include my interests, it doesn't include my hobbies, it doesn't include anything. It is a plain and simple account. Now, if we open up the Explorer page, I know what the fuck is lurking on there. Be my bear witness, okay? Let's get it. Do you fucking see this shit, bro?
That's insane, actually. Thank you for confirming this hypothesis to be actually not a hypothesis, but a phenomenon. If anything, a theoretical law. Um, the 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 law of homage. The homage is homage. Homage to hose. I actually don't know what I'm saying.
Do you see?
Whoa, bro, that's actually insane. Really? That's what it looks like? Bro, that's I feel so bad for men these days. Oh my gosh, bro, really? That's insane. Like, what I say is that the bodies of women are holy temples of God, the chambers of God. That's what I say. Like, here's the method, okay? I'll show it to you, perhaps. I have to. I feel bad for you guys. So, yes, I'm not fucking joking. I made an actual graph about this, okay? I'm not joking. I'm serious about this. I made the posts on Reddit. I did the tweet, the dissertations. This is the model, okay? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So here we start with the SGP mindfulness model. It's a mental model. It's a mindfulness thinking diagram. So first off, a common pitfall for a lot of addicts is that they relate to pleasure within the scope of the act without considering the scope of pleasure before and after the act, which is inherently the experience. So what I'm saying here is that you aren't being an objective thinker. And this model tries to explain how we are in tendency not objective thinkers. So usually this is the whole thing. When we have an experience, when we have an experience or an urge, when we experienced a little monster, objective thinking points to you thinking like this, but usually we don't think of it at all. And before we lapse, we experience the urge, we do the deed without objective thinking, and then after we lapse, you become a silly goober. You become like a brain dead, silly goober gooner who failed forward because you're learning. And really, what you need to understand about this is that The potential to relapse initiates in thought. You have to keep it in thought. So here's how this works. So you have to keep it in thought, right? So you have to understand that it's different from many other addictions. PMO addiction is seriously a product of past experiences, but these experiences, they are tangential to the experience that happens within the mind. It's a mind experience, and that experience is projected into reality through action. So you need to stick the landing. You need to be an objective thinker. You need to go from experiencing the potential to relapse to, with objective thinking, experiencing a pseudo relapse. It's not really a relapse. It's not. What you're doing is that you're keeping it within the mind. So what happens is that you experience the little monster, right? The urge. You need to remember the little monster translates to the urge translates to stress guised as pleasure. Now, what does that even fucking mean? I don't know if you even know what that means. It means that you experience stress, right? After the fact that you do it. You're unhappy. You feel depressed, lethargic. You depleted pleasure, for instance, right? You deplete pleasure. You are forcing pleasure as the urge or little monster has forced pleasure, right? So as a little monster forces pleasure, you do the same thing actively, and that translates to a relapse, right? So you gotta think about it before you do it and after you do it, right? It's all just stress, right? You force pleasure and deplete pleasure. So you gotta think of it like this. First of all, this is the starting point. This is the starting point. Stress, guys, is pleasure. SGP. It translates to the little monster or the urge dying away. I personify this urge. It's helpful to do that because it's helpful to do this because this urge sort of serves as this lower ideal. It serves as this lower point in your human experience. This lowest point of your human experience. It translates to an entity that actually embodies the urge in a sense because this entity you think it's you embodying the urge, but it really is just an ideal that you need to deconstruct with logic and experience and action as well. You need to employ this, you need to apply this, you need to understand this. Oftentimes it seems contradictory, but you have to experience relapse in order to have this ingrained in you. And this is the easy peasy method, right? It explains this, it explains that, but I contextualize the easy peasy method, and you need to understand what I'm saying here. And the only way you will is if you read my articles on Reddit.com. My user is CEO of the Big Gay, Reddit.com. Tight, dense, compact, three dissertations, not that long. They ought to be dissertations for display, but really it's at your own discretion. I hope you know what you're getting into, sir. Oh, women are into this too. You really have to really understand that too as well. It's not just the men now. It's the women that are purportedly going through this. Apparently, why women now? Huh? Why? I don't know. I don't know. It's really interesting, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. You gotta look at my stuff, okay? It's better to be read it. It's better to have it read to you if you're like a baby or something. I don't know if you how old you are. It's even better if you read it yourself and try to understand because you need to actively apply this. This is your life. And no one else is going to explain it to you for some reason. I found it so infuriating that no one was able to give this information for you for free, right? This information should be free. It's an escape from addiction. Like addiction is not a right. It isn't a leisure. It isn't a hobby. It isn't something that you pay for. So why should it be expected of you to pay for recovery from something that is only within the mind? No, it's not alcohol. It's not that physiological. PMO is a physiological concept, right? It is. It is a physiological concept, but it's not withdrawal heavy physiologically. I mean, it is physiologically withdrawal heavy. Only after you experience it, the withdrawal is within after the experience, which is what you don't want to seek. But even though you don't seek that with sort of withdrawal, you don't seek the after effect of that, you still do it, which is strange. I wonder why. Perhaps you're not being an objective thinker. But that's all I'm gonna say. Reddit.com, CEO of the Big Gay. You could find my posts on r/quick porn. This is serious. Take it seriously. Hello? Yeah, but back to it.
See this shit, bro? And look, I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna press not interested. Not interested. Okay. Gonna reload this shit. Boom. Even more, bro. Like, what the fuck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on? My brain is racking. I'm going insane. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. I can't. I explained the other thing. I can't explain. I can't explain this. I'm sorry. That's for like me to get a degree in for me to understand. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's really really weird. Really really weird. Weird. I don't know. I'm sorry. What the fuck? Jeez.
On, bro. And if you don't believe me for whatever reason, you can try it right now. Make a new Instagram account and you will see ass upon ass upon ass upon ass on your
On ass. Boom. Yeah, that was also you. Just saying.
Explorer page. It is ridiculous. And there are people that profit off of this. I don't know if you guys remember this guy called Fat Boy. He used to
What the fuck is fat? What? Fuck? What? Bling bling? Boy? Oh fuck, the black bling bling boy. I think I know who this guy is. I actually don't know who this guy is. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know who this guy is.
do those really funny Subway skits back in the day. I had to unfollow this motherfucker because every time I opened up Instagram in public, this motherfucker would post corn in broad daylight. This motherfucker fell off hard, but he still has like 5.1 million followers. So he was like, let me squeeze out every single penny out of this. I am on the verge of falling off, but if I promote these OnlyFans models, if I promote these corn stars, I will farm engagement. And Instagram is definitely rewarding this guy because he is making some numbers whenever he posts shit like this. And it
Shame on you! That's actually
is not even shaking ass anymore. Not just shaking ass. It is quite literally nudity. I can't even show this bullshit.
really it's nudity. It's not even paint art. It's not even like when women put paint on themselves. You know, it's not that anymore. What have we done? We don't even exercise actual cultured nudity. We don't even do cultured nudity. It's all just nudity. What the fuck? Why? It's all just nudity now. It's not paint. It's not women putting paint on themselves. It's not them dressing in animal costumes and like parading, like doing cat poses and meowing at the screen. I don't watch that. I actually watch. I watch. You do not want to know what I used to watch. I'm just saying you did not want to know what I used to watch.
On here. And just when I thought I was alone
I did not incriminate myself. I spoke like a black woman would.
with this thought and I felt like I was the only one experiencing this, I saw this TikTok.
I recently made a video talking about the Reels algorithm and how bad it is. But I was speaking just from a woman's perspective, which is that I just see a lot of, misogyny, ignorance on Reels. But one unexpected consequence of that video was that I had so many men in my comments telling me the same exact thing, having the same exact experience with Instagram, which is that Instagram is pushing gooner content onto their feeds, even when they press not interested, even when they don't interact with it. They constantly have that stuff. It floods their feed, and it's hard to believe at first because it's like, what would be the end goal of this? Like, what agenda is being pushed? Like,
I mean, like, I think the AI finally caught on. I don't know if it's DeepSeek. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's OpenAI. I don't know if it's some like off server freaking chatbot trying to like manipulate the algorithms with prompt engineering. I don't even know how that even works. I'm just saying, yo, this is just speculation. I'm cultivating ideas from ideas on top of ideas on top of ideas on top of ideas on top on top on top on top. I'm just thinking. I think through talking. I do that now. Bars.
why would Meta have a vested interest in objectifying women's bodies this way and making sure that men keep seeing them as sexual objects?
I know, right? It's crazy. She makes a good point. That was not sarcasm. Shut up.
Well, I guess I answered my own question, but I fully believe it, because even as a girl, I get a lot of Gooner content on my Instagram Explore page, and obviously I don't interact with that BS. So it's like.
And that's when I knew I have to make a video about this, because this is rotting your brain. This is eating you alive, bro. And the only thing you can really do at this point is delete Instagram, which is, I mean, it's hard, bro. Yeah.
Nah, just use Reddit. No, I kid you not. Become a writer. Use Reddit.com. You don't need Instagram, bro. You don't. You wanna know why? Like, this is what I learned about a few things about reality. Okay. So this is deep and personal. Okay. So reality is being suspended right now, right? Your actions are being determined by feeds by which they cultivate some sort of inclination, right? These feeds, they don't control what you do, but they sort of like interact with the way you'd approach problem solving, right? From gray matter depletion, yada yada. I don't know. That's a bit of a weird science, but it could be true, related to PMO, to you know people thinking about how their body looks and whatnot. Like reality is subjective, really. Reality isn't yours because you're using a product made by people who want to formulate experiences outside of your discretion. Do you really think that dead people have to endure this? They do. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, dead people, people who don't even exist anymore, they are having experiences formulated outside of their discretion. Experiences are being formulated outside of their discretion. Experiences are being formulated outside of their discretion. Don't you think that sort of fits the bill for you? I mean, and you're not a dead person, but let's be real here. When it comes to isolated virtues, right, we experience homogeneity, which is good, right? Virtues can be scattered, and that's not a good thing either. But the truth is that virtues in tandem with others work well for the greater good. But what's happening though is that homogeneity is being conflated with progress to the detriment of the people who live under it. Now, what does that mean? It means that our collective consciousness, our collective action, us using Instagram, us using all these applications, that's a form of homogeneity. And what that means is that our methodology, our actions are being streamlined through the lens of an algorithm that could not care less about what you do with your day. And it shows. It doesn't care about what you do with your day. If anything, it promotes activities, it promotes things that don't matter to you intrinsically. And this homogeneity has been conflated with progress, right? You see it with like algorithms. You see it with algorithms, really. I mean, we all use algorithms now, right? I'm just saying, but the majority favors mainstream appeal, is what I'm saying, right? And their appeal is, guess what? It's frivolous as it is baseless. So their progress is rather frivolous and baseless. And so are their lives. Do you think that your life is frivolous and baseless? Well, now you know why. Because you're aligning yourself to a virtue that's being put on a pedestal that is in isolation. You are not a Nazi. I mean, you're not a Nazi. You're not, but you ought to be, right? I'm conflating Nazism with homogeneity. But guess who else did that? Not, not. You see, isolations and virtue aren't good. That's the gist, right? And so you have this predicament, this dilemma of convenience over well-being. You see, the brain doesn't necessarily know what it needs to know, what is best for it. In fact, the goal of the brain isn't necessarily to think. Because why do we have conflation then, if the goal of the brain isn't necessarily to think? The goal of the brain would rather be, from that perspective, to streamline. Conventionality is the goal of the brain. Workspaces, 9 to 5s, family, you know, people needing to be in one place at one time, consistency. That's a methodical process of homogeneity. That's you being homogeneous. That's you enacting in a sense of homogeneity. And so, like, we need to understand how to think because I don't think we understand how to think. And this is a prime exhibit of how we don't understand how to control our impulses, how we need to rely on algorithms to do things for us. And it's like, bro, this is why do we even know how to think? On top, on top. I don't know, man. I'm scared. I'm just scared. I'm just scared. I'm just scared. I'm scared for you. I love you. That's why I'm telling you this. Wake up! Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Instagram gives me some Luka Doncic here, some LeBron James there, some FC Barcelona here, some Lakers there. But in between those posts, you always see ass. Ass, ass, ass. And the most sexualizing
soon it will be gaping ass. You're next. Okay, no, it's fine now.
way. And the worst thing about this whole fuckery is that young kids have Instagram. 9-year-olds have Instagram. 10-year-olds have Instagram. 11-year-olds have Instagram. And yeah, you can always bring up the fact that parents should be responsible for the shit that their kids are doing on the internet. But come on, bro. We were all 11 or 12 at some point. Did we let our parents supervise us? Come on, bro. Of course not.
Yeah, that didn't happen with me. Don't go on those bad sites. You don't go. Oh, you want emotional support? No, 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 no. You fuck you. Yo, stop dwelling. Stop dwelling on it. Stop fucking. Stop pouting in the corner. The not interested part is so real. Damn.
Not. I feel like if you're exposed to this type of content 24/7, especially kids from an early age, they will always sexualize women, over sexualize women. This shit right here is diabolic. It is doing so much damage to society. And once these motherfuckers grow up, we will see the true damage here. Apparently, Meta doesn't give a fuck if it's a kid. Meta doesn't give a fuck if you press not interested. Meta doesn't give a fuck about anything other than engagement and sponsorships and money. If you have experienced this phenomenon,
Fiduciaries and shareholders, yada yada yada. I wrote about it a long time ago.
please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you
What? Sorry, I didn't get that last one. I was cackling immensely. Wait.
and money, if you have experienced this phenomenon, please let me know in the comment section down below.
I have not because I don't even use Instagram. I use Reddit and Discord. I'm being honest. Yes, I use Reddit and Discord. I'm gonna stop using those two things because physical immersion. Oh, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted to get to. This is what I wanted to get to. Actually, I already talked about it, right? Hold up. Where is it? So like, in the end, right? In the end, everything we like choose to watch and perceive without any form of directed physical immersion is essentially you engaging in deceit, and that's due to experiences being formulated outside of your discretion through passive engagement, as if you were non-existent in the first place. You engage in events that don't matter, even though you thought that they did. It's like I don't know, porn addiction. So you engage in events that don't matter, right? But you aren't actually engaging in mediums, unless you reinforce any form of methodical and critical examination of the absolutes they convey, and that's how you get through this. Also, that's a good mindset to use while watching YouTube. If you like actually physically immerse yourself, if you imply this, you wouldn't be like addicted to watching YouTube and like eating because like if you watch YouTube and eat, do you really like consume everything that you need to consume? Like I don't even know if you even